Today's daily recap for BTG Beyond the Gates is for Wednesday, November the 19th, 2025. Wednesday. But just like we knew everybody, Leslie couldn't wait to make a beeline to Vernon, trying to extort him, saying, you know what? Anita gave her a menial job with that mailing list. And she's worth so much more. She wants to be in front of this event. She wants to be co MC. And she tells him about, to my surprise, I see a senator, fine Senator Dupree, after she names the name of the hotel, coming out of someone's room. And Vernon's poker face, he's just looking at her. And he says, Anita and I host a lot of our donors and colleagues at that hotel. She says, well, this was you hosting what? An articulate. And he's just looking at her. And so he says, well, let me tell you something about me. I can't be blackmailed. He goes, I will not be blackmailed or extorted. Oh, such negative words. I'm just saying, you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. He goes, I don't need you to scratch my back. And he's just looking at her. He goes, I have a speech to write. Now you can go. And she realized, oh, shoot, he didn't get worried, scared, or nothing, right? And so she goes, oh, you know what? No, look, all I need you to do, I just want you to talk to Anita about another position. Okay? I mean, I'm not trying to, nothing negative, you know? It'll be our little secret. And Anita walks up, what's your little secret? So Vernon looks at Anita and he looks at Leslie. Like, what you gonna say? And Leslie goes, oh, what did she say? She made up some stupid secret, something she said, and I can't even remember, right? And she goes, look, what did you think? It's not like he's meeting me and she said the name of the hotel and we're having an affair. And Anita, she's sitting down next between Vernon and Leslie at this point. She goes, oh, honey, that thought never entered my mind at all. And so Leslie ends up leaving, or Vernon said, oh, she's leaving. She's just leaving. So she gets up and she leaves. And Leslie says, okay, so what's secret? Vernon kind of danced around it, but he goes, she wants me to talk to you about giving her a better position than the mailing list. And she didn't want me to tell you. I mean, she wanted me to get you to do it without me saying she doesn't like the job you gave her. So she goes, she wants something more front and center. So Anita says, well, I guess I could find something because I do need her where I could see her. you know, she says, because I got to keep my eyes on her. As if the night of the event, she's going to be able to keep her eyes on Eva. Come on now. So anyway, I thought, okay, his secret will still be safe for the surprise, right? Unless Leslie gets mad at something and now wants to spill the beans. So anyway, Kat, before Anita got there, Kat was bringing Anita hard copies of, I guess plans or donations or whatever. And Anita says, Chelsea already brought these by earlier today. She said she texted you that she was going to do it. And Kat says, I completely forgot. She goes, Kat, you don't forget stuff like that. What's going on? So of course she went in all on Eva wrecking their lives. Eva this, she's trying to take her father. And she just going on, I hate everybody. Martin, I hate Eva, hate Leslie. I don't hate you, Grant. I don't hate Tomas. But I mean, she and Anita was telling her, hey, honey, hate's a strong word and emotion. Because she even said a light swear word. And she goes, Catherine, you're in my house. Uh-uh. You know you don't talk like this. So she ended up going, sorry, Gran. But blah, blah, blah. So she ended up telling her, look, Martin is your brother. Because Martin texted her to meet him at Uptown for lunch. She goes, nope, I hate Martin. She goes, no, you don't. She says, the way he talked to me, he had no right talking to me that way. And so Anita said, Martin is your brother. Martin's not your step brother. Martin's not your half brother. Martin's your full brother by blood. Martin knows everything about your life because he was there. You don't let those relationships, you don't throw them away over some disagreement. I suggest you get your ASS in gear. She goes, grand language. She goes, oh, I'll say something when it's needed. In my house. She says, and you fix things with your brother. She's like, okay, understood. Well, Martin was getting ready to wrap it up because Kat never showed up, nor did she reply, answer his text. So Eva was coming in because she had talked to Ted, and Ted ended up inviting her as his plus one, right? And Martin is like, good, this will be your first big event that our father will be able to introduce you to people. He goes, I'm happy for you. He was saying, but I may not be there because, the campaign and blah, blah, blah. She goes, oh, I was looking so forward to seeing you and Smitty and the kids. He goes, yeah, I know, but I got to get in gear and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, they're talking and she goes, well, Kat won't be too happy when she sees me there. And I told Ted that, and Ted said he wanted me anyway. And so Martin says, and he should have you there. He says, Eva, you're his daughter. You're my sister. Kat can't accept it. That's Kat. And now, mind you, Kat is now showing up and she sees them sitting there talking. So she eases and sits in the booth right behind them so she can hear their conversation, right? And he said, Kat has been coddled. She was their miracle baby. She has been coddled her whole life. She's used to getting everything she wants, and she's used to having her own way. But you are our sister. There's no way around that. He says, so don't let her get to you, right? Don't let her, what did he say? Don't let her run you away or something, he said. And so they somehow Tomas came up, right? And his injury. Oh, Martin said, because my sister believes in just saying whatever she wants to say, even if there's an impressionable teen around. And Kat's like leaning against. Let me show that picture. I have a picture of it. What? And she says, wait, what? She wasn't talking about how she injured Tomas's injury in front of Samantha. And they both start. He goes, no, that was funny. He goes, but no, no. She was talking about how, she's been awakened and now she's some sex goddess, right? And she goes, oh, okay. And so he goes, and that was so inappropriate to have that conversation to have around my daughter. And he goes, so I look, Cat is acts sometimes. Cat is acts like a baby. It's something like that to that extent. And that made her even mad. I thought, oh, Martin, you really are throwing her under the bus. Just dogging Cat out. So anyway, Martin says, look, I gotta go. So Eva's like, well, thank you for having lunch with me. So Martin leaves. Cat has the menu up, hiding herself so he don't see her. Soon as she feels he walked out the door, she comes around and she sits down in the booth in front of Eva. Oh, looky here. See, you feel like you can stomp all over Eva. Right. Oh, and she was venomous to the core with her speech. Eva did a few comebacks, you know, like she goes something about, you thought you could get Tomas or something, and Eva was kind of like, "Oh, you mean I did get him?" Something she said to that effect, and she's like, "You have the nerve to talk about Tomas, whatever, right?" And then she was talking about, "I wish Bill Hamilton would have succeeded." She says, "What? Would have succeeded in getting rid of me?" And she goes, "No. Better yet, your mother should have got rid of you. We all would be living our best lives ever if you'd never been born." And Eva's just looking at her, and Martin comes slowly walking into view. I said, "Oh, they both know how to eavesdrop, right? Those Richardson kids are something else." He says, "What the H and then in double L is going on here?" And he's looking at Kat, and she's looking up at him like, what? See, I'm happy they had Martin hear it because he doesn't have any problems telling her about herself. But I really wish it would have been Tomas because here she had just been lying to him about turning over a new leaf, and she was not going to do, oh, she didn't think twice about her being her own venomous self. But see, here's the deal. What she said hurt Eva, but Eva's like her mother. Eva would leave there if, although, if Martin would have interrupted, I think Eva, it would have ended up being a cat fight because Eva would probably have tried to rip her hair out. See, Cat feels she has the right to say whatever she wants to say to a lower class, right? She just doesn't know. Sometimes those lower class are street fighters and they're gonna mop your little behind all over that floor, girl. Please. Kat might be fighting with her words, but Eva's gonna fight with her hands and her words. I was like, okay, I think somebody's due for a butt whooping. And I do know I'm not here trying to offend folks because we do have some people that in Comment Corner that loving them some cat. And that's what Comment Corner is all about. Everybody has their own opinion, and that's great. We foster it. We don't say, I don't know how you can like you don't hear me saying, I don't know how you can like cat. I'm not gonna say that because soap operas are written for us to identify with one character or another, for us to root for one character over another. And we all root for different characters, and that's what's perfect, right? So those who are in supportive of Cat, still feel free, please, to write what you like about Cat. and what you don't like about Eva. That's your opinion. But, and I haven't seen this in this chat. I had to really tighten up my General Hospital chat because we would have people saying, "What you talking about? You like?" And I'm just going to give an example. What are you talking about? You like cat? Cat? What is wrong with you? If you like cat, there's something wrong with you. See, now you've turned someone's comment, someone's opinion, now you're attacking them personally. That's what we don't do in Comment Corner. And it has not been done in the Beyond the Gates chat. So don't want you to think I'm saying that. Keep up your own opinions, but make them your opinions, not you attacking somebody else's opinion. If you like, Eva, I like Eva because blah, blah, blah. Oh, I think today Eva should have, right? Done this, that, or the other. That's your opinion, and that's okay. Like, see, I think Eva should just snatch some weave out of Cat's head. We look, those two girls fight, we gonna have hair all over the restaurant. Hair all over the place. But no, I just see that pattern of her attacking without really thinking that you were attacking her, she's going to fight you back and you're going to get hurt. Because she ran to Ted saying, Eva tried to come into my house and assault me. No, she didn't. But what you say to her, what you do, is going to end up in assault. But you didn't tell your daddy that. She said this, this, this. I wish Eva would have been recording her. Play that back. That was a horrible thing to say to somebody. But I guess all's fair in stepsisters, half sisters. Anyway, everybody, let's see. I think I could. Oh, Danny and Andre are so cute. The jeweler sent their wedding rings over and they put them on and they said vows to each other again and they said they loved each other. Um, Look, soap opera ways, trouble's coming. Trouble is a coming because they're just too happy. They're so happy right now, and I'm happy for them. They're just enjoying life, and I'm loving it. So that's it. Let's go to Comment Corner. What we got going on here? Okay, Comment Corner. We have Sandra. Sandra saying, "Good day, recap lady. I enjoy the comments that you've been reading. Great review." Well, thank you, Sandra. Cynthia says, "I'm glad Samantha knows now what Nathan thinks of her. So I'm hoping she changes her mind about him. The conversation between June and Smitty was nice." Lucy says, "I thoroughly enjoyed BTG's Tuesday episode." Alicia says, "Swanky means good." Why, thank you, Alicia. Remember I said, "Is swanky good?" Daily recap lady and with a laughy face. Stanky. I guess I should have said some stank apartment, right? Is what you were looking for. Shanice is like me. Girl, I'm not the one. She sure isn't. That girl, ooh, and there's going to be a cat fight there. Roy says, I too hope Evil Eva and Evil Eva and Isaiah get together. They are two sides of the same coin. Evil Eva is low life, and Isaiah has figured out Eva's game. Uh, she is, I mean, he sees she's thirsty. Is she thirsty? I think she thirsty as him. I think he sees she's sexually attracted to him, just like he is her, right? And is going to take advantage of her thirst. I believe Yolanda, his ex-girlfriend, will make an appearance probably. We'll see how Evil Eva handles Yolanda and all the people Haley, who has eyes for Isaiah too. And then Tara says Leslie met her match with both Shanice and June. Money has not brought Leslie any class or sense. Nope, it sure hasn't. Not one little bit. Black Purple Turquoise says Leslie is out of line as usual. Shanice doesn't need to waste her time or energy on her. But what she does need and would be wise to do is distance herself as much as possible from Ted, because that witch will always be delusionally trying to cling onto a man she never had from the start and never will. Depending on which way these writers might make might try to make with Leslie and him an attempt now to convert them into what I already feel would be the most unstoppable couple on Beyond the Gates. Who? Convert who to? Leslie and Ted? Uh-uh. They need to pick back up with her with her having tried to kill Laura twice. And instead of continuing to focus on her getting out of her crimes, now just because she has got temporary new money and her going to prison. Thanks, Daily Recap Lady. I know it's like they dropped that like a hot potato, didn't they? Alicia says Leslie acts like she knew Doug personally. She sure does. She didn't know him from Adam. Alicia says, how would Vernon know where all the people are staying? That would probably be Bill. Yeah, you know what? You're probably right. He doesn't know. Well, I'm sure Nicole said where Ted was staying, right? And he put up his daughter there too. Sandra says is Leslie is at fault in regards to Peaches because first of all, what happened to Peaches PHP for her care, and the PHP should have referred Peaches to specialist or primary care physician. I'm trying to figure out what the heck is PHP. Acronyms, y'all. Goodness, I'm like PHP. If Peaches had no PHP or medical records, the doctor at the hospital ICU is working with nothing. I know. My comments are basically about Dana Leslie. As smart as she is, what in the world are you doing talking to Shanice like uh, any kind of way? Peaches should have been going to her doctor every so often. All Leslie's fault, and no matter how much money she has, you sometimes you have sometimes it's hard to help the people recover from a medical condition they have had and not being been treated for. Think, Leslie. She knows that. I told you, Peaches came to her saying she was pretty much gonna die, and she wanted Leslie to know this before she died about her mother. Cynthia says the way these fake tears dried up so fast when Leslie confronted Shanice. Tara says, and how her concern for Peaches disappeared within minutes when Eva got in that room. She sure did. She, ooh, tell me about Mr. Hottie. Ooh, and she goes, Mama, shouldn't we go to the hospital? No, girl, they ain't letting us in there. Oh, she didn't care. All right, everybody, that is it for Comment Corner. I will be back tomorrow with another daily recap for BTG Beyond the Gates.